This is one of the most beautiful opening sequences ever. The reason I didn't watch Elemental for so long was that I believed it would be just another cliche love story movie. I went into this thinking I can predict every story beat here, but I was proven wrong. In the first few minutes of this movie, we have touched on immigration, xenophobia, and sacrifice, and people made a fire needing a blanket to keep warm. To be serious though, this movie didn't do well when it came out. So much so that people who shall not be named were worried about its future. The reason this didn't die out, I believe, is people watched it and came to the same realization as I did. They are cooking. As much as this is a love story, the themes carried out here make this such a beautiful, multi-layered story. Sacrifice. One of the running themes in this movie is sacrifice. Bernie and Cinder sacrificed their old life to go out into the world in hopes of finding a new path for themselves and their child. A child sacrifices their own dreams in order to live up to the expectation of their parents. And Claude sacrifices his armpit hair for the woman he loves. I am a fan of how they portray this. Benny is physically tired. You can see that's a man who put it all on the table to build the life he has now. And you have Amber, who is constantly self-sabotaging when she gets close to living up to her parents' expectations because deep down she doesn't want to sacrifice her own dreams for this. The immigrant life. All of this is really a commentary on immigrant life. The people who have these experiences are the people who have left their homes for a better opportunity and the kids they raise. Watching this, a lot of people will relate. At least I did. To parents who sacrificed everything and want you on a safe path versus you wanting to do your own thing. The complicated feelings that come from that. You want to make your parents proud, but at the same time, you want to live a life that makes you happy. That tension portrayed so well in the relationship with Bernie and Amber. Every day, he calls her good daughter, and the one time she expresses her own desires, the immediate feeling that consumes her is summarized in one devastating sentence.
I'm sorry. I'm a bad daughter.
This movie is chef's kiss. The discrimination. This movie also touches on xenophobia and discrimination. When Bernie and Cinder lands in Elemental City, they can't get an apartment. They aren't allowed to visit certain areas. And the city is so hostile in its architecture towards the fire elements that it screams, you are not welcome here. This is a perfect example of show, don't tell. They didn't use characters for exposition, but through the way the characters interact with each other and the world, the story is so clear. Majority of the staff who worked on this were immigrants themselves, and it is visible. You can feel that the people who made this world have lived these experiences. And you thought this was just another love story. Speaking of love, Wade and Amber are pretty great. The most interesting part for me is how Amber is the cold and aloof one, while Wade is this transparent, empathetic ball of emotions. In terms of what I see with the genders in movies, it is usually the other way around. Beyond that, it was the whole opposites attract thing, which is not bad. I just don't think it was the most interesting part of the movie. One more thing, the world. The world in which they live in is beautiful. Elemental City is 100% based off New York City because that's where the director is from. And he wanted to infuse that into this film. The set designers also included inspiration from cities like Venice and Amsterdam. What I find interesting is how through the elements, this world still speaks to the lived experiences of immigrants. You see the water people who came first, and the world is mostly built for them. The other elements come later and pave their own way, with the fire element coming in last, and they have to deal with a world that isn't built for them in any shape or form. It's like being Japanese and going to America. The language, food, and culture isn't built for you. It's a different world. When Bernie comes to this land, he has to contend with the fact that no one will allow him to rent because the world just isn't compatible with him. And he has to build everything up using his own hands, brick by brick. He and the other immigrants carve out their own world. which is what you see in real life. These communities were formed because the environment says you don't belong here. It mirrors life so well. What I am trying to say is, the reason this movie is so great is because it's not just a love story. It's a commentary on the immigrant life. It's a visual feast for your eyes, and it's a thank you letter to parents and understanding their sacrifice. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more.